What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back covering first reactions and reviews from the recent screening of something that is highly anticipated. This obviously by the title, by the thumbnail, being 𝙖𝙀 for Good. I was going to do one of these for Predator, but unfortunately I was kind of too late, and it's coming out this week anyways. But I mean, yeah, 𝙖𝙀 comes out towards the end of the month, and a lot of people have gotten to see it. Press, critics, normal audience members that have gotten into screenings. So we're gonna have a variety of reactions to cover. But before we do, if you like this type of content, want to keep up with the latest news in movies, TV, pop culture, any of that, or just want to see people discussing it, reacting to trailers, reviewing movies, like something like that, go ahead and do us a favor, like the video. If you end up enjoying it, subscribe and click that bell, though that helps us out a ton. And yeah, you get notified every time we upload one of these or anything related to this kind of stuff. But obviously, as I said in the beginning, 𝙖𝙀 for Good is highly anticipated. I thoroughly enjoyed part one. I did not go into it with any expectations. I knew some things about 𝙖𝙀, but very little. I was not a super fan, and I was absolutely floored by it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, thought the performances were amazing. I was invested in the story that was being told, and when I heard that it was going to be kind of a two-part thing, I was really excited, but I didn't know they were going to release the next one the very next year. Obviously, they did film these back-to-back, so it makes sense. But yeah, we're here and I'm thoroughly excited, so we're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and cover these reactions. The first one we have comes from Jazz, and she says, "Get ready because 𝙖𝙀 for Good exceeds all expectations. 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙎 is a genius in the way he brings this to a close. Elphaba and Glinda's stories are expanded and leave you with an emotional gut punch at the end. Cynthia Erivo is magnificent, but get ready for Ariana Grande as she takes this performance to the next level and is a tour de force. And wow, the world building, the costumes, and Alice Brooks' cinematography deserve your attention. Cannot wait to see it again. I sobbed hard. 𝙖𝙀 for Good is sheer musical greatness." That is amazing to hear. That is huge praise for so many people that have high expectations going into this. Saying it exceeds it is amazing to hear, but also the Ariana Grande praise is amazing to hear because she was by far the biggest highlight and the biggest talk coming out of the first one. So someone saying that she's even better is pretty crazy to me. And yeah, those are some high expectations to put, but that's also high praise, which we love to hear. This next one we have comes from Courtney Howard, saying, "𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙎's 𝙖𝙀 for Good is a sensational spectacular, a genuine showstopper, improving on the stage show, a magical film for our times. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo deliver radically resonant and celebratory performances. Costume and production design are dazzling. I wept." Seems like this really is getting people emotional, which is what you want to see in kind of a conclusion or a finale or this ending chapter to such an expansive story that they're telling between two characters. And you know, just love to hear it. Absolutely amazing. But next we have Simon, and he says, "𝙖𝙀 for Good is triumphantly magical. Fans will devour this sumptuous sequel. Enhancing the source material, 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙎 knocks it out of the park, shepherding this second chapter to an exhilarating and deeply satisfying conclusion. Alice Brooks' rich cinematography is pure art." I love that a lot of people are giving praise to 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙎 because he's a legend in this game. You know, I loved In the Heights. Obviously, I grew up on the Step Up movies, and he smashed it out of the park with 𝙖𝙀 with part one. So I'm so glad to see that people are constantly giving him praise for both of these movies. But yeah, they seem to really love it, which is great. But this next one we have comes from Chris Murphy, saying, "Saw 𝙖𝙀 for Good last month, and believe me when I say that it expands and deepens the original source material in generally exciting and innovative ways. Cynthia and Ari take their performances to the next level with jaw-dropping performances. The film fully sticks the landing." That is amazing to hear because a lot of us are hesitant and cautious on whether it will do that. You know, sure, I think we're going to enjoy some of the performances that are carrying from the first movie, but it's about hitting that note on that conclusion, ending it in a way that is satisfying, emotionally resonant, important and felt worth telling over these two movies, and it sounds like it did, which is so great to hear. This next one that we have though comes from Destiny Jackson, and she says, Wicked for good. All good deeds go rewarded in Wicked for good. It's an epic and heartbreakingly tender conclusion to one of the most dynamic friendships in pop culture history. There's a lot for fans of the Broadway show to love, with butterfly kiss-sized surprises in store. Seems like they really enjoyed it as well. I screenshotted pretty much all of these instantaneously as the first reactions were coming out, so I'm kind of reacting to them with you all. This is like my first time actually reading them, so yeah. This next one that we have though comes from Clayton Davis, saying, Wicked for good flies high. John M. Chu helms an emotional, timely piece that deepens every spell cast by the first film. No surprise, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are spectacular again. You're not ready for the For Good duet, a heartfelt end to Oz's greatest friendship. Wow, that is so high praise. Another one really praising John M. Chu and Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, which were the highlights from the last movie, of course. But it seems like this is really making people emotional, which is really good. This next one that we have though comes from Ada, saying, Embargo up? Wicked for Good delivers in every way possible. The new original songs, life-changing. They will melt your heart in ways you can't even imagine. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande have cemented their places in history. This is truly an unmissable sequel. Well, I thought that was pretty obvious. The first one was such a rave and huge hit, and it was so culturally significant that this is highly anticipated. And while it's not the most hyped up movie of the year, of course, I think the Wicked heads and the people that went to that first one and thought it was amazing will be there opening night. I've already got tickets and seen how many screenings over the weekend are sold out, and it's so much because so many people are excited for this, as they should be, and it seems like from what we're hearing that it delivers. But this next one we have comes from Jeff Conway, saying, Wicked for Good is pure cinematic joy. It's deeper than the first film, as we see Elphaba and Glinda's conflicting friendship. The music, costumes, and production are a feast for our senses. Ariana Grande enchants beyond words, and Cynthia Erivo is a powerhouse. Thank you, John M. Chu. They seem to really love it as well. This next one that we have though comes from David Gordon, saying, if Wicked Part 1 was faithful to the blueprint of the stage, Wicked for Good builds out the world to create a full and different, but still the same, an extremely emotional version of Act 2. It's a thrill ride and a heartbreaker, and it's sexy and everything you want it to be. Wow, it seems like everyone is loving this. This is so great to hear, but we're going to keep moving on, and we're going to cover a couple more, then wrap this video up. This one coming from Tori Brazier says, Wicked for Good is the tricky second act handled with aplomb by director John M. Chu. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo continue to own, extend, and be Glinda and Elphaba. With weaker songs, the music is still mined for everything. For Good and No Good Deed are standouts. That's great to hear. Seems like they weren't as big of a fan of the original songs as much as the returning ones or the classic ones that they're performing, but you know what, they seem to really still enjoy it, which is always great to hear. But this next one is our last one, and it's a lengthy one coming from Scott Menzel, saying, Wicked for Good can be summed up in one word: epic. John M. Chu has done the impossible and turned the beloved stage musical into a cinematic experience that is somehow manages to be even better than the stage version. Ariana Grande and Butera is definitely coming for that Best Supporting Actress Oscar, and don't be surprised if this second half ends up getting just as many nominations, if not even more than the first one. Audiences will be talking about these two films for decades to come. Wicked for Good is an emotionally charged masterpiece and the best film of the year. Wow, I didn't even know that. I haven't read any of these reactions, and for him to say it is the best film of the year, obviously, you know, that's subjective. All of us like different things in different ways, but that is beyond high praise. I obviously cannot wait for this, and I'm sure you can't too. So jump down in the comments and tell me how excited you are. What were your favorite parts of the first one? What are your expectations for this one? Like the video if you enjoyed this, as always. And yeah, anything that you guys have to talk about Wicked related or with these reactions, be sure to drop those thoughts down in the comments below. I love discussing with you all, and if you made it this far and you enjoyed it, like the video, subscribe, click the bell, all that helps us out so much over here, and it's completely free. But other than that, it's been your boy 𝙎𝙬𝙚, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one.